There's really only two types of people that wonder if they should borrow from their 401k: people that truly need to borrow and people that want to borrow. And depending on which category you fall into, your opinions will be different. But don't worry, you're not alone in considering this option. Stay tuned until the end and I'll share one of my more stupid financial decisions when I borrowed against my 401k when I was 24. In this video, you'll get educated regarding when a 401k loan makes sense, understanding the ramifications of taking a 401k loan, the pitfalls, and understanding how the CARES Act has impacted 401k loans. Let's get to work. What's up, guys? I'm Kay Scholl. Welcome to another financial awareness video. We should start by stating the obvious here. You really should not develop a habit of borrowing from your 401k. You've given your retirement dollars a specific job to do, and you need to let them do their job. Remember, just because you can do something doesn't necessarily mean that you should. If you want to borrow from your 401k but don't need to, pay attention to this. You're intentionally jumping into a financially risky situation, and you really should develop a game plan of how to get out of it. If you need to borrow from your 401k, completely different story, and I hope that you'll get out of your financial storm soon. So when does a 401k loan make sense? Well, in the real world, from time to time, people have unexpected things come up, and there is a serious lump sum of cash needed in order to survive a short-term financial storm. Again, in this situation, you need to first take stock of all your assets that you have access to before considering taking a loan. Let's define short-term as less than a year, and let's define a financial storm as maybe an unexpected medical expense, large damage done to your home that's not covered by insurance, or maybe say a pandemic that halts the entire economy. Another reason why it may make sense, compared to a bank loan or mortgage, you don't need any credit check approval in order to borrow from your 401k. As a result, the loan process is pretty quick and the money could arrive at your doorstep within 10 to 20 days. Quick tip, trying to set your expectations here. Even after you receive this money and you deposit it into your account, some banks place holds on checks over $10,000. So be mindful of that regarding when you might actually need to spend this money. So if you have bad credit, this could be an attractive option because a personal loan or putting large amounts on your credit card could result in really high interest rates or costs way higher than what you would pay towards your 401k loan. If you're trying to improve your credit, check out this video right here about how to improve your credit score. Link in the description below. I'm very hesitant to even mention this next one, so this is not a recommendation, but hear me out. Let's just say that you're under contract to purchase a home and your loan officer is telling you that your debt to income ratios are too high and is recommending that you pay off some high interest rate credit card debt in order to get either a better interest rate on your mortgage or better loan terms. If you're in this situation, you really should just hold off on purchasing the home, pay off that high interest credit card debt, build up an even larger down payment, and just find another home later down the road in the future. Patience is a virtue. However, if you've convinced yourself that this is a good purchase and you're moving forward, then this could be a good opportunity for you to pay off some high interest rate debt and allow you to close on the home. It is risky though, because it might feel like you're paying off debt, but really, you're just robbing Peter to pay Paul. Again, not a good habit. Let's dive a little deeper so you can better understand how all of this works. A real loan involves a lender and credit approval. And as we just said a second ago, a 401k loan has neither of those. So that's nice. How much can you borrow? Well, on a normal year, you can borrow up to 50% of your vested account balance, up to $50,000. However, more on that in a moment. Stay tuned. The interest you're paying actually goes back into your retirement account. So to a certain degree, you're paying yourself for borrowing your own money, which sounds kind of cool, I guess, if you're into that sort of thing. There is a 5-year loan repayment period for most 401k loans, but if you use this loan to purchase your primary home, then you could get a longer loan repayment period than that. But like I said a minute ago, it's just not a good idea to use retirement dollars to purchase your primary home. It just kind of creates bad habits. Speaking of bad habits, one of the biggest pitfalls from borrowing from your 401k is, usually, you need money quickly because of some unexpected expense. Well, what is often overlooked is that this 5-year loan repayment period kicks in the very next paycheck after your loan is processed. This will result in your net after-tax take-home paychecks being smaller. So be mindful of what your future upcoming expenses will be, and maybe even consider taking a few extra $1,000s just to hold you over with your normal monthly budget until you can pay off this loan in full. Additionally, another pitfall is the opportunity cost of not having your money invested. When you request your 401k loan, your investment positions within your 401k are sold, the trades settle, and the funds are moved to cash. You're then distributed those funds. And if the stock market continues to rally while your 401k loan is outstanding, you're not taking advantage of those gains, which sucks. Conversely, if the market goes down in value, well, then you're making out pretty good, because then whatever you have in your loan balance is really just cash or a loan that wasn't subjected to the loss. So this could go both ways. So how does the CARES Act change any of this? Well, due to the CARES Act passed earlier this year, instead of the usual $50,000 loan, you now can borrow up to 100% of your vested account balance, up to $100,000. But this is only in effect until September 23rd of 2020. So if you are requesting a loan beyond that time frame, then you'll be back to the normal 50% vested account or $50,000 loan limit unless new changes are introduced. Also, due to the CARES Act, you can delay starting to repay this loan for up to a year, which is a nice benefit because one of the pitfalls I mentioned a moment ago is that you have to start repaying right away. Now, if you can afford to start to repay this loan, I would recommend that you start. But if you truly can't afford to do it, you have up to a year to start repaying it. If you've made it this far, then you're the real hero and I appreciate you. When I was 24, I fell deeply in love with this awesome chick and decided I wanted to spend the rest of my life making memories with her. So I did what any stupid 24-year-old would do. I pushed all my chips onto the table and bought the best ring I could afford. I took a $12,000 401k loan to buy the stone and cash flowed the rest of the engagement ring. But don't worry, I paid the whole loan off within 3 months, but man, that was dumb. To anyone married or considering getting married, the size of the ring literally has nothing to do with how successful the marriage will be. Anyone that knows my wife and I personally knows how good we are for each other. I was beyond excited that she agreed to spend her life with me. As a 24-year-old financially motivated guy, this was simply my way of sacrificing something that was important to me for the one that I love. I was all in, baby. And still am. I'd be lying if I didn't mention that I also wanted all the doctors to stay away and that this one was taken. Well, it ended up all working out because 12 years later we have 2 beautiful children and I still get pictures of her surgical gloves being ripped apart from the ring. So although it was a stupid financial decision, it's still paying dividends. Instead of borrowing from your 401k, if you want to learn more about cashing it out, click this video right here. If you want to learn how aggressive your 401k should be, click this video right here. I appreciate your time. See you in the next one.